Saul of Tarsus versus Paul the Apostle. This is one man practicing two different religions at different times in his life. Saul was a very committed and highly educated Old Testament Jew. He even said himself that he was a Pharisee of Pharisees, meaning he was a top religious leader in the Jewish religion. So what did Saul believe and practice? He followed the law of Moses. He celebrated the Jewish holidays as commanded. He made sacrifices in the temple as commanded. He only ate the approved foods by Jewish law. He also rejected Jesus as the Messiah. This is why Saul was going around persecuting and killing other Jews who were following Jesus. Saul believed that these Jews were breaking God's law. If they truly were breaking God's law, then the punishment would have been death by stoning, which is exactly what Saul was doing to law-breaking Jews. After a visit from the resurrected Jesus, Saul was converted from an Old Testament Jew to a Christian. Eventually, Saul, who would become Paul, was persecuted many times and eventually executed by the same religion that he had been adamantly defending. Old Testament Jews. This same Jewish religion persecuted many Christians along with the other apostles and Jesus himself. This is the same Jewish religion that is still practiced in Israel today. Many people do not recognize that because Jews do not currently sacrifice animals. People believe that the reason Jews do not sacrifice animals is that Jesus was the last sacrifice. But the Jewish religion does not believe Jesus was the last sacrifice. They believe Jesus is a fraud. So why then are Jews not sacrificing animals today? Because the very place they were commanded to sacrifice animals is not available to them. They simply cannot do it where it was required to be done. Currently, there is a Muslim temple on the very place that the Jewish religion requires animals to be sacrificed. It is called the Dome of the Rock, and until it is removed, they cannot sacrifice animals. They would have to forcefully remove it, which would start a religious war with Muslims. This brings up a very interesting question. Why do Christians and Christian countries partner with and defend the Jewish religion? They do this because they are honoring the promise to Abraham, where God said, "I will curse those that curse you and bless those that bless you." But what Christians seem to forget is that Israel is considered fallen in God's eyes. It's because they rejected Jesus as their Messiah. This means the Jewish religion is in opposition to Christianity. Christians are enemies to the Jewish religion, whether you recognize it or not. The Jewish religion today hates Christ Jesus just like they did in Saul's time when he was killing Christians. They see Jesus as an impostor who is against their religion. Yet, Christian countries are fighting wars to protect Jews who are enemies of Christ Jesus. God punishes them for their disobedience and rejection, and Christians honor and praise them. Wow, what a contradiction between God and Christians. How does this honor Christ Jesus?